What's up everybody, this is Reese here from C Manga and welcome to my review of Fairy Tail chapter 414, Drops of Flame. So, not gonna lie, the beginning of this chapter had me kind of completely lost. You know, it's like, I know it was pretty much all about the foreshadowing of like a bigger fight to come, but it wasn't like kind of very clear what the hell Zeref was going on about. It's like speaking about obviously finishing his fight with Natsu, so does that mean like, obviously he's been kind of locked in combat with him for a very long time throughout generations? It kind of like, I don't know, to me it pretty much kind of there's pretty much obviously the confirmation that they do know each other, because obviously when Zeref first turned up he's like, Natsu, Igneel, he knows, he just knows him. Even though Natsu's like, who the hell are you? What's going on? I don't know you. So obviously it's one of the things, Natsu just has zero memory of, Zeref or whatever, but Zeref knows exactly who he is. So obviously, like, to make matters worse, there's a whole kind of like the Book of End thing, all the stuff with that. It just felt so anticlimactic. It's like they're battling over it for so long, then all of a sudden Zeref turns up, clicks his fingers, Mar turns into a book, and then like vanishes away into nothing. He just picks up the Book of End and then just walks off. It's like, come on. After all that big ass battling, yeah, it's like they just he takes up Mar like he's nothing, and then he just walks off. So it's kind of like, why was there kind of like nothing going on with that? Why is it all just kind of ended? But of all that, kind of like what it does do is kind of make me pretty certain that maybe Natsu is now the vessel for End. It's like, I don't know, maybe the reason they had to activate Face was they had to wipe out all magic first, kind of like, I don't know, purify or cleanse Natsu of whatever magic he's got in him at the moment, just to kind of like turn him into literally just a blank, empty body. That way they can then, chuck in, unleash End spirit, put it into Natsu without any of the crap happening. Yeah, I know, kind of like muffed that up a bit, but still, this basically comes down to the whole Natsu's a vessel. Natsu should be an empty vessel, but no, thanks to whatever the hell's been happening with him, he's ended up like reincarnating or whatever, because obviously he has been a little kid. So either way, whatever the hell's happened to him, he's gained some sort of magic which he probably shouldn't have had in the first place, so they had to get rid of it. But yeah, with all that said and done, it wasn't the main plot point of this chapter. It was all about finishing the battle between Acnologia and Igneel. And I must admit, this battle here, it has to be like, had one of the most badass endings of any battle we've seen so far. It's like, it just felt really, really satisfying. It's like, the way it was like, blam, I've got your arm. Oh yeah, well, boom, I'm blowing a hole through your body. It just kind of goes to show like the real power that dragons possess. I mean, to be able to like tear off an arm is no easy feat. But then for Acnologia to like blow a hole through Igneel, it's just like, damn. Because like, come on, it's like, how many times has like Natsu and that, actual dragon slayers not even really been able to make too much of a scratch on any of these dragons. And then for these two to just be like, blam, tearing off body parts, it's like, Jesus. But I must admit, I was kind of expecting a little more from the whole 2 reasons thing. The second reason, it just felt so weak in comparison. So obviously, I'm thinking, well, they didn't tell what the second reason is. It's been so long that, they haven't actually said anything. So you'd think it kind of like trump the whole explanation of, oh yeah, we're inside you to stop you from turning into dragons. But for it to like kind of be a simple thing of, well, it's basically to get a chance so I can defeat Acnologia with my own hands. It's kind of like, you sure that was the reason? It's like, you'd think it'll be something a lot bigger than the fact that, well, we're stopping you from turning into dragons. I don't know what could kind of like have more of an impact than that, but still, it just didn't feel like that big of a reason. But all in all, I must admit, it was a very entertaining chapter. I did like feel kind of like a bit of sadness and just really sorry for Igneel. The fact that it's like, I was not expecting this result. I did not think it would be like a thing of, oh, okay, they're killing off Igneel. I was thinking it would be more along the lines of Acnologia kind of like retreating because he's being overwhelmed by the fact that Igneel, Metallica, Grandine, Scrum, and oh god, I forgot, Vigoroth? I can't remember the names of all the dragons. But either way, yeah, like, all of them come together to fight. It's like, speaking of that, I don't know why they didn't all 5 of them come together to fight him, to fight Acnologia, but either way, that's a whole nother subject, But either way, I thought it'd be kind of a thing of like Acnologia being overwhelmed by all of them 5 attacking him, so then he kind of like retreats, then he can get the whole little kind of dragon child time, so they can kind of bond a bit more, so find out what's been going on, then we can actually get a full explanation as to what the hell is happening. Maybe these 2 reasons then could have been expanded a bit more. But yeah, one final thing actually which has been bothering me a little what's going on with the whole Lumen Historia thing? It's like, I mean, it was revealed quite a little while ago, but now it kind of seems like there's no use for it whatsoever. I thought it was kind of be like more of an integral thing with stopping face, but the fact that dragons came out now and destroyed all the face statues kind of makes it seem like, why was this revealed? It's kind of like, feels like it was meant to be like a much bigger plot point, but then things changed. So I don't know, it could have been a thing like, I don't know, the writer Mishima himself might have thought, nah, this I don't really want to go this route, or his editors might have said, nah, this won't really work, we could do something like this. You know, people just didn't respond to it properly. But yeah, it just kind of goes to show you like the amount of turnarounds that we've had during this little saga. There's been a lot, you know, a lot of changes, and things I guess just kind of get forgotten about. So hopefully we find out a bit more about what Lumen Historia is, find out some more about the dragons, where they've been. Yeah, basically just need some more answers. Find out the whole Natsu end deal, what the hell is going on there. That will be a good one to find out. But yeah, that about ends it here from me, guys. I've kind of exhausted whatever I could say on this chapter, but you know, obviously you've heard of what I've said. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And as usual, don't forget to check out other things to do on the channel. So I'll catch you next time.